It is good to be the boss. Well, most of the time, right? I mean, we are the CEOs of our business. So why is it then so often we feel like instead of us running our business is running us, and it's running us into the ground? I want to tell you a little story. So I'm a mom. This takes place around 6 p.m. or so on a school night. I'm in the kitchen, carrots are steaming, chicken's in the oven, and don't judge, the laptop's out, because yes, something is going on with a project from work. So as I'm there attempting not to burn the carrots while simultaneously typing on Skype because, the sky is falling, in comes my sweet 6-year-old son. You know the one I started this whole business to be a better mom to? Yeah, that's the one. Now, all he wants to do is run over and give me a hug and tell me he loves me. Do I scoop him up into my arms and receive that amazing love? No. Can he not see I'm busy? Does he not see I'm stressed? I yell something about now is not the time and leave me alone and, well, just like that, all those balls I thought I was so eloquently juggling, down to the floor they go. As I watch my son's expression change from one of joy and love to disappointment and sadness as he turns and runs out of the kitchen in tears. And as I absorb what just happened, I realize this was not why I started my business. This is not what I was building. And in that moment, I knew something had to change. It was time for me to show my business who is boss. But here's the thing. It hadn't always been like this. I mean, when I started my business, things were great. But let me give you a little bit of story to help you maybe understand how I got to that point. You see, I grew up in a family where academics and financial security, all of these things were valued. So it never occurred to me that I'd do anything but strive for the top grades and go after getting the best, go to the best schools and get the top job. And so that's exactly what I did. I got straight A's. I went to Cornell and Stanford University. I got a job as an engineer at Intel. And by 25, I was doing it. I had the job. I had the house. I had the husband. I was doing the things. I was making the money. And I was miserable. I felt lied to. I felt deceived. I had done everything I thought I was supposed to do. And yet, in my heart, I knew something was wrong. But see, here's the thing, and this is where we can get in trouble. In my head, oh my gosh, all those shoulds. I was doing the things. I had arrived. I was making the money. I should be happy. And so despite the fact in my heart, I knew something was wrong, I stayed. I listened to my head. But here's the beautiful thing. My children ended up being my saving grace. When my first son was born in an attempt to do it all, I switched over from full-time to part-time. I mean, it seemed like the perfect solution. But very quickly, I found myself feeling like a part-time mom, a part-time employee, and a full-time failure. I was giving everything I had, everything, and I was burning out. But here's the thing. As a mother, I knew if I was going to let anything down, sure as hell was not going to be my children. And so despite the fact that I felt like a failure to my gender as a woman in engineering, despite the fact that I felt as a failure to my education as an Ivy League grad, and even feeling like a failure to my upbringing, to my mother who had sacrificed everything to give me every opportunity so I could be and achieve and have everything I had earned to date, I quit. Because I had found something far more powerful than all those shoulds. I had found my why. My love for my children and what it meant to me to be a mother enabled me to transcend and to push through all of those shoulds and step off the corporate path and onto my own path, guided by my why. Now, I wish I could tell you it was easy, but to anyone who's tried to stay home full-time with children, yeah, not so much. I mean, corporate may not have been a cup of tea, but bonding 24/7 with my kids, yeah. So in an attempt to maintain my sanity, my entrepreneurial journey began. But here's the thing. Right from the very beginning, even with my very first business plan, it was all based on the ages of my children and the amount of childcare I would have to the degree I was comfortable. And as a result, that dictated how much time I had to work. You see, right from the beginning, I was creating my business my way. I was setting things up to serve me and my needs. And it was heaven. It was perfect for at least a while. So you might be asking, this is great. So explain how you went from heaven to in the kitchen with, the carrots burning, the child crying, and the world falling apart. It's actually pretty simple. You see, as my children got older and I had more hours to work, I started to lose sight of my why. I started to do things like fall into old patterns that said, because you have this fancy education, you should be earning more money. And I started looking around at other businesses and saying, oh, well, that's what a successful business looks like. And I started making decisions in my own business off of these other businesses. Basically, I started to run my life no longer on my why, but on everyone else's. And guess what? I found myself miserable. See, here's the thing. We all start our businesses to serve our needs, but we are only human. We can get off track. The great thing is we can also course correct. I wish running a business was as easy as that cliche work-life balance, which I don't know to you, but to me it conjured up the notion of a scale. Just like cut yourself in half and put half of you in the work and half of you in the life, and perfection, it's that easy. I certainly do not divide in two. I am not that simple. That's actually why I started my business in the first place. We are so much more than two halves. We are women, we are mothers, we are wives, we are entrepreneurs. We are a collection of pieces that come together to create a whole person, a single life, a single woman. But here's the thing we also need to remember. We are just one life, one woman, one person. And when our cup is full, it is full. And we need to respect that and take care of ourselves. But the other great thing is we don't have to do it alone. There is a multitude of services and support out there. And as business owners, we often think of the most obvious ones, like hiring a bookkeeper or a VA or a coach. But what about a mother's helper? How about a gardener, a landscaper, a housekeeper? What about using a service like Amazon Prime or a meal prep service? See, here's the thing. We are a whole person, a whole life. So any support in any area of our life supports our business, and quite frankly, more importantly, supports us. So I want you guys to just a moment, if you have a piece of paper, take it out because I'm going to have you jot something down, and if not, mental notebook. What is one thing, if you could just take a moment and think, if it was just done for you, just feel the relief, feel the release. And now I want you to write it down. Whatever that thing was, where if it was just magically taken care of, you would feel, no filter. Because what I want is when you get home, I want you to act on it. There's another thing I'd like you to do, is please stop shitting on yourself, because if you're at all like me, about 5 seconds, if even, after you felt the release, thought of the idea, that little voice in your head started. You shouldn't need help. You should be able to do it yourself. You know what that voice can do, right? Should is a very dangerous word of inaction and self-abuse. And we are meant for so much more than inaction and self-abuse. We are here with a purpose. We are leaders. We are visionaries. We have whys. So I want to ask you another question. Why did you start your business? And again, if you have that paper, pull it out. Mental notebook, pull it out, because this is really important. This is the most important one. What do you need from your business so it serves you, that it supports you, that it serves your life? Because I want you to take this, and I want you to hold every single decision in your life, in your business up to this. Your why is the only measuring stick you need to be able to show your business who's boss and create a life that not only you love, but one in which you thrive. So whenever something enters your life, be it a new client, a new service, a new product, you hold that up to your why. If it measures up, it stays. If it doesn't, you have a choice to make. 1, it's out. 2, someone else is doing it. Either way, you are not doing it. Because you are here and meant for so much more. I see so many entrepreneurs drowning in their to-dos and having lost sight of their why. Yes, we are here in business to serve others, but we also have a business to serve us. No, not every day is going to be perfect. We can't expect it to be. But if you find yourself feeling like I did that night in the kitchen with my son in tears and my own heart breaking, it is time for you to show your business who is boss.